Couple people here, Claire and Crystal. Hello. Sorry, we're doing our usual technical joyfulness here. Thanks for showing up. I need to get my video on though, Linda.
No.
Wait a minute, I'm trying to start it.
More live on. Okay.
Okay. I think we might have to go back into the main Zoom thing and say it's okay.
Oh, okay. You mean in the application itself?
Into the website, the Zoom?
Yeah, yeah.
And where you set up the call?
So, and make you a panelist?
Yeah, or just say panelists can have video on.
I think I set it up that way.
Because it's not, well, then try a promote, well, I am a panelist though.
You are a panelist. Yeah.
But for some reason, it's not letting my, it's not letting the video come on.
Your video's on?
Unless, it's not letting me. It's saying you cannot start your video because the host has stopped it.
Okay, but I resumed it. It's recording now.
It's resumed, yeah, but it's not, but I can't get on video. You might need to get off. I don't know how this is going to work.
No, I don't want to hide on video. Let me just see.
Hi, Maggie.
I'm promoting you to make you the host. See if that works.
Hello. Oh my goodness gracious. Hi, Susan. Hi, Maggie. Hi, Claire. Hi, Crystal. Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, whatever. You know, we're only 2 minutes late, so life could be worse.
Now I'm going to press the Facebook Live, and then I'm going to mute myself out.
Okay.
Oh, maybe I can't do the Facebook thing now because I'm no longer the host.
Oh, okay.
But it is recording.
All right. So, okay. Well, that's interesting. More. Live on Facebook. Okay, we're getting there. Next time, somebody's going to have to give me a step-by-step. Well, this is supposed to be a page I manage that I'm going on to, right?
Which page are you going to broadcast from?
Well, I'm supposed to be going from the Janet Clark page, but I'm not seeing it showing up here.
Oh.
All right, let's go back and let's try this again. It says live on Workplace by Facebook, but that wouldn't be it.
No,
live
that's not it. There was a live on Facebook, and then there was a live on Workplace. That's not the one you want. You just want the live on Facebook. They also had a live on YouTube.
Well, my options are to share in a group, share in an event. Maybe it's that.
Oh, I guess you could try sharing in a group and maybe try for High Get Sales Collaborative then.
Well, if I put on share in a page you manage, but it doesn't give me
your page options.
No, it doesn't give me that option. Share in a group. Yeah, I can go on the collaborative, but that isn't really where I'm supposed to be doing this.
Well, why don't you go on the collaborative, because you know that'll work, and then maybe Crystal can go in on your page and put a post that says,
oh, maybe you could share what's going on in the collaborative, Crystal, on my Janet Clark page. We could try that, and next time I'll get some better instructions.
I don't know why it doesn't just give you a list of the pages you manage, because Facebook knows that.
All right, well, anyway, let's see if it says it's preparing a live stream.
Yeah. It says it's going. It doesn't say where it's going, just that it's on Facebook. It'd be kind of neat if it streamed on both your pages simultaneously. I'll go over to Facebook and see what's happening.
Yeah, you can get off of this one, I guess.
Well, I can still hear you even when I'm over on Facebook.
Okay, I think I'm live. Can anybody hear me out there in Facebook land?
I hear you. But I bought Zoom.
All right. Can somebody who's in here let me know if I'm also live on Facebook, because I can't see them both at the same time. I'm only here on Zoom. And I am assuming I am streaming into the High Ticket Collaborative at this point, because for some reason I couldn't get on the other page. But anyway, if somebody gives me the high five that says we're good.
I see you in the collaborative.
Okay, I am there. Okay, then that's what I wanted to know.
You're there.
Okay, cool. Hey guys, how you doing? It is Janet, the queen of non-technology, but I am here. I am on this Facebook Live, and I really want to thank all of you who are new to the High Ticket Sales Collaborative, or to getting to know who I am. Thank you so much for being here. What I really want to say is that I am a high ticket sales expert and a high ticket sales coach. And primarily that's what we're here to talk about today, is high ticket sales. And a little bit more about me in the shortened version. I'm a wife, I'm a mother of 4 sons, but primarily what I do for fun is I hang out with my 9.5, soon to be 10 grandchildren. And really, other than doing that and loving my work in high ticket sales, that's kind of the story of Janet. So, all right, let's talk about you. You are here because you want to hear about what is happening with high ticket sales, how you can sell more of your high ticket programs, as well as get off the phones, right? So, you know the pain of having to constantly be on sales strategy sessions when what you really want to be doing is talking to and coaching your clients, right? So these sales calls can be extremely draining on a sales coach. And right, so our goal today is really for me to talk to you a little bit about why coaches struggle to get off the phones, what is in the way, and to give you a roadmap to help you to actually do just that, to be able to stop taking so many sales calls. And if you're a salesperson who sells for high ticket coaches, I want you to maybe get a little insight into the psychology of why it is so difficult for a coach to hand over their leads to a salesperson, right? So I just also want to say, for today, this is going to be a hopefully 30-minute get to the point presentation. I'm not going to be making any sales pitch here. At the end, I'll give you an opportunity. If you want to chat with me, you can private message me. But other than that, this is just basically a training. So we're going to talk today about what are the things that are the most important in a sales coaching business, right? There's really only 2 things that you have to focus on. One is your marketing and sales, and the other is the coaching. Now, obviously, if you want to make money, you have to do marketing and sales. The other side of it is the way that you make money is by coaching clients. So you have to get good at the sales and marketing piece, but what you really want to do is spend your time in the coaching area. So we get into this kind of mix. It's a little bit of a dilemma of how do I spend more time, help more clients, and do more coaching, when that means that I have to spend more time on sales calls. So what we're going to talk about today is this big problem that coaches are facing, which is really that they have to do more of the sales and marketing piece in order to be able to work with more clients, right? And really, my experience and my knowledge of marketing is pretty good, but the reason is because I have surrounded myself with like superstar marketing people. And I actually am going to be bringing some of them on in some of the future trainings that I do to introduce you to them. But what I don't want to talk about so much today is the marketing piece, because that's another whole subject, but I really want to focus on the sales part of it, because that's where my expertise is really being able to close the leads that actually come through the funnel. So the goal for you as a coach is obviously to spend less time on the phone and be able to get more clients. And truly, you only have two options, right? One is to do more yourself, and the other is to hire someone to actually do that selling for you. Now, obviously, there's a point where you can't scale anymore, right? You just can't do more yourself, even if you really want to. So what we're really going to dig into today is how do you go about hiring somebody to actually come in and take over the selling role for you. And it's a common struggle, really. And so we're going to talk about the things that people do struggle with, why coaches struggle, and then how to overcome them. So the first real barrier is that a lot of coaches truly believe that they are the only one who can sell their own program. And I'm here to tell you, after selling for dozens and dozens of these high-level coaches, and I didn't even mention in the beginning, but I've sold for people like Ryan Levesque, the Ask Method, Alex Mandossian, online marketing, Lisa Sasevich, the queen of sales conversion, and others, right? So in my experience selling for these high-level people, they don't get on the phone and sell their own programs, right? They depend on somebody else to do that for them. So I can unequivocally tell you that it is possible. So I'll tell you the story, which some of you may have heard, and if you're new, you haven't, but when I sold my first 100K program for Alex Mandossian, it was very interesting because he had never had anybody sell that for him before. So just like you, he was nervous about, could somebody else do it? And he said it to me on the phone. He's like, Janet, I don't know if you can sell this. I don't know if anybody can sell this. I know I can sell it. And when I talk to clients, I can get them to enroll in this 100K program, but I don't know if anybody else can. And of course, I took that as a challenge, right? Because having been in the corporate world for many years and selling multi-million-dollar deals, it's like, why can't I sell a 100K deal? So maybe I just kind of went into it with a little naivety. But it turned out that I actually, in a course of 2 weeks, I sold 2 of those 100K programs. And so it wasn't hard. It was actually something that when you know what you're doing and you get the right salesperson who really understands you and understands your value proposition and your brand, it is possible to have them be able to sell for you. So that's just something that I want you to understand is not really a valid fact. So there are other people who can represent you and sell for you. Now, the second struggle that a lot of coaches are up against is this thing that they're really not that good at sales, right? So what they do is they get on these calls and they're on them for like an hour and a half or 2 hours. And they're like literally coaching the prospect. And they get to this point where they're hoping that the person is going to be so impressed with their coaching that they end up enrolling. And those coaches have a very low close ratio because they're not trained professionally. They don't know how to sell. They don't know that that is actually too much information on a sales call. It's not the way to go about it. So they make that mistake of thinking that a sales call is really a coaching call. So therefore, again, they think they have to do it. When in fact, they will probably see their close ratio skyrocket when they actually have a experienced professional salesperson selling for them. And, you know, if sales is not your zone of genius, that's perfectly fine. It's not supposed to be. Like, what you do for your work and the coaching that you do, that's where you shine. And that's where you should be focusing your attention. Okay, so we don't want you wasting precious time on these sales calls that are not maybe even getting you where you want to go. Okay, so the next thing is that many of the sales coaches out there have been following along with what's going on online. And what they're seeing is this huge influx of hardcore closers who are claiming that they can, you know, manipulate people to buy anything, and they're enrollment specialists and they're going to work with the influencers, and, you know, they've got all the sales tactics that are going to work. And frankly, you should be afraid of those people, right? Because they are not going to help your brand. They are not going to do justice to your reputation as a coach. So how do you know which person that you're actually hiring is that hardcore closer type versus somebody who actually is professionally trained and has your best interest at heart, right? So you've got to figure this out. You've got to figure out how you're going to get through this barrier of who to hire, because as long as you are afraid to hire, going to have less income, and even more importantly, you're going to make less impact in the world. You're going to have less clients, and so you're going to stay stuck. So I want to help you to come up with what is the solution. And you're probably wondering, well, what do I do? Okay, so I have figured out that there is a way to not only have a great enrollment conversation, have high close ratios, and have everybody feeling great at the end of the call. And what I call it is the HeartFlow sales system. So it's really a 9-step system for how to have a conversation that actually brings people through to a decision-making point where their heart, their mind, and their soul are all in sync. So they feel energized and excited and fluttery. You know, they got the butterflies in their stomach and they're just like, yes, I want to do this. And that's the goal that you would want, right? When somebody enters your program, you want that person to be like totally on board and really excited with the possibilities that they're going to be able to get a transformation from working with you. So that's what I've been working on as I've been through my years of sales and selling for these other celebrity type coaches. I've been perfecting this model of the HeartFlow and really figuring out how to simplify it in such a way that I can share it with other salespeople and get them on board so that when they come to work with you, they get it, right? They're ready to represent you and represent your brand. And they are putting you first before their commissions. So what you don't want is you don't want that slick, sleazy closer who is going to manipulate people, who's going to tell you that you need to have these fast action bonuses and scarcity plays at the end of the call. And that's how they're going to get these people to make a decision, and they're going to beat them over the head before they let them off the phone, right? Like, you can't afford to have that type of a person representing you. And I get that, right? So what you want is you want somebody who is truly a professional. And that means somebody who literally puts your brand as a priority, who understands what your business is all about, somebody who like really gets what your mission is and your vision and your values and is out there representing you with integrity. And that's really the key to having a great salesperson. So, you know, it's taken me a while to perfect the system, but now I have it set up in such a way that the salespeople who work with me, they learn this system and they pick up on it really quickly. And really, it's my mission to be able to help as many coaches to make their impact in the world through being able to match them up with really great salespeople. So, you know, I want to end this thing of having all of these, you know, one of my friends, my good marketing friends, calls them narcissistic psychos who will say and do anything to get a sale, right? I want to be a louder voice in the marketplace. I want to represent the other side of selling, where people are actually in tune and in alignment with you and your program and are able to enroll people in it for the good of those people. And to me, that's really what sales is all about. I say the acronym for sales is sharing a life-enhancing solution. And so that's really, to me, what high-ticket sales is all about. So let's see. I want you to be really careful that you don't make the big mistake of rushing into some kind of a relationship with a salesperson. And I see this happening all the time, right? These coaches, I'm in these masterminds and these programs where people are building their businesses up to, you know, 50, 60, 100K a month. And they get to this point where they're desperate for the salesperson. They get their leads dialed in, you know, the funnel is working. Now, all of a sudden they're like, oh my God, I need somebody quick. And what do? They go out and they blast it all over social media, into their networks, right? They're asking everybody, they're looking for ads for salespeople, and they're like literally going to take anybody with a pulse, right? That will come along and sell for them. And it is really not smart. So just because somebody says the right things or acts like they are interested in selling for you and being responsible, what you really want is you want someone that's referred to you, right? Somebody that has the credibility of somebody that you trust. And so remember that people are not always as they seem, right? So you want to know that the people who are representing you truly do have your best interest at heart. So what happens if you go out and you hire one of these people because they sound good and they sell you on themselves somehow, you know, a couple of months go by and the next thing you know, you've got a whole bunch of people in your program who are not the right fit. And so now they're not getting the results and they're looking for refunds, or they're asking for chargeback or doing chargebacks, but they don't even ask for those. And they're smearing your reputation all over the internet. And the thing is, it's probably because that salesperson promised things that were not real, because the salesperson only wanted to make a sale. And they were really more concerned about their own commission than they were about really getting the right people enrolled into your programs. So you want to avoid sort of that shotgun approach to finding a salesperson, and make sure that whoever you bring in is somebody who has been vetted by somebody that you know, like, and trust. So let's see, I want to make sure I don't miss anything on my notes here. So, I'm doing pretty good. So if you want to find good salespeople, then I can help you with that, right? So I have been recruiting salespeople and training them in my methodology. And literally you want to make sure, and I want to make sure, that whoever you get matched up with is 100% committed to your values and your reputation. Because all you really need is like one, rotten apple to really send your business into a tailspin. So if this is of interest to you, if you found this valuable, if you want to know more about it, I'm putting the offer out there. Let's have a chat. Feel free to just go on my Facebook page, private message me, and let's chat about this a little bit. I have a reputation that, first of all, for being a great high ticket salesperson, and I'm in high demand, but I can't sell for everybody, which is why I figured out that I could help more people if I could actually get some salespeople who I could train in my methodology. And so that's what I've done. But, I want to really help you to figure this out. Like, figure out, are you at the point where it's good for you to bring on a salesperson? Do you have the quality of leads that you need? And, is there a salesperson that I can introduce you to that would really be a good fit for your business? Now, obviously, if you'd rather avoid doing that right now and you want to keep doing it yourself, that's great. But I will tell you that, there is going to come a point when you can't just keep selling if you want to grow. Or there's going to come a point where you're going to keep getting the wrong people, and it's going to cost you a lot of time and a lot of money. So that is a learning curve that you might want to avoid, if at all possible. So that's basically what I wanted to share with you today. And hopefully it makes sense to you. Obviously, if you have questions, feel free, like I said, to private message me. And I always respond to anybody who messages me. And then if it's something that we think we want to talk more about, we could just set up a time to have a chat. So like I said, networking and relationship building, helping coaches, that's what floats my boat. That's the thing that I really enjoy doing. So if there's an opportunity for us to just chat and I can give you some advice that would help you to scale your business, I'm happy to do that. And again, I think I did pretty good because it looks like I've done this in a little less than 30 minutes, which was my goal. I hope that I've added value for you and that, this has, if nothing else, it's really spurred you and stimulated you to think about what it's going to take to grow and scale your business and gotten you excited about that. And I will be back next Thursday and every Thursday from now on. That's my commitment. In this group or in one of my pages, wherever I'm supposed to be, but we will be posting it in this group as well. And I'll be talking about all different aspects of high ticket selling. I'll be talking about marketing and lead generation for high ticket sales. So this is the place to be. So you should have either be connected with us through Facebook Messenger or through email. So watch for those and you'll be getting the reminders to show up and listen in. And if you do want the replays, because you know that you can't always be here this is 2 p.m. Eastern on Thursdays. And if this time isn't going to always work for you, then make sure that we have your email address and you will get the replay. So my goal is for you to scale your business, sell more of your high ticket programs, and make a huge impact, your impact in the world. So thanks for showing up and hey, talk to you next week. Bye for now.